Maheshwaraha Guru Sakshat Parabrahma Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. Well, we are starting with session 7. And welcome to this session. As usual, we start with the Guru Parampara prayer. Om Sri Guru Bhyo Namaha Sadashiva Samarambam Sankaracharya Madhyamam Asmat Acharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam. So as usual, let's review what we learned in session 6. I sent you the video link. We learned about pronouns, prepositions, adjectives, some basic questions with examples, simple conversation, very simple conversation. And the beauty of having multiple names. I gave you the example of water and how many names it has got. We also learned some words to increase our vocabulary. And as usual, we had a nice Sanskrit verse and a concluding prayer. This is what we learned in our last lesson. Let's see what we want to do in today's lesson. The goals for today. We will review the answers for the exercises 5 and 6. And we'll also learn more on pronouns. Singular and plural, verbs and nouns supported by examples. Now, these examples are important for you because that's the way you will start learning to use them in other contexts. I'm going to also give you some specific examples on dual forms, which is unique to Sanskrit. You will also learn new words in Sanskrit. You will learn the names of fingers. Then, as in every class, you will also learn a Sanskrit verse and concluding prayer. I think the 2 girls from Toronto have joined us. Welcome, Sudarshani and Trinethani. We have just started and I explained what we are going to do today. And you can see in the slide that we have an agenda. We are going to learn more supplementary to what we learned last lesson. And I'm going to start with the review of exercises 5 and 6. Okay. I haven't got your exercises, but you can review it when I'm going to give you the answers. Sanskrit to English exercise 5. Kakaha Krishnaha Bhavati. You know, Kaka is crow and Krishna is black. So very easy, the crow is black. That's the answer. Bhavati is present tense. So the crow is black. I put that in red so that you understand how the tenses are used. See, Bhavati here and is here. So Bhavati is. The crow is black. Very simple sentence and a present tense. The second one, Balaha Vanarena Kridati. Vanarena means with. Balaha is a boy. Vanaram means monkey. Vanarena Kridati. Kridati is playing. With whom? With the monkey. So here, Vanarena means with the monkey. In English, you have 3 words with the monkey, but here there's only 1 word, Vanarena, which means with the monkey. That is a case. That's the beauty of Sanskrit. Just 1 word describes 3 words in English here. Sita Gramat Gachati. Sita is, of course, a noun. The subject Sita, name of a person. Gramat means from the village. Gramam means village. Gramat is from the village. Gachati is going, or Sita goes from the village. Both are equally correct. But you see here, from the village is translated into Gramat. Only 1 single word, Gramat, means from the village. Pustakat Patati, that means from the book I read. Pustakat, from. So remember, when it comes at, it is from. Falani Vrikshat Patanti, another example of from. Phalam means, fruit. Falani is plural. Falani. There are many fruits, more than 2. Vriksham means tree. Vrikshat means from the tree. Patanti, again plural, falling or falling. So you see, Falani Vrikshat Patanti means the fruits are falling from the tree. Vrikshat. Matsyaha Samudre Charati. Matsya means fish. Samudram, Samudram is ocean. Samudre Charati. Samudre means in the ocean. In the ocean. The fish moves in the ocean. Okay. This is exercise 5. And you have all the answers, and you can compare it with your own answers to see whether you are right or wrong. And if you are wrong, correct it. Okay. Now, next, we are going to see the translation from English to Sanskrit. Kumar eats with Krishna. You see, here it is with. Kumar Krishnena. Krishnena means with. Khadati. Krishnena Khadati. Kumar eats with Krishna. A cuckoo sings. Cuckoo is Kokilaha. Gayati. Very simple. Gayati means sings. The boy stands with the cow. Here again, Gai. Gopalan, Gai means cow. Gopalan is one who tends the cow. Krishna is also Gopalan. So here, Balakaha Gayena Tishtati, stands with the cow. The lion roars in the forest. Lion, is Simha in Sanskrit, right? You learned it before. And forest is Vana. But when you say in the forest, you say Vane. Like you say Gayena. Vane means in the forest. Vane Simha Garjati. You can also say Simha Vane Garjati. Both are correct. Garjati is roaring. Garjati is present tense. The lion roars in the forest. And lastly, my 2 sons speak. Here it is dual. It is not plural. So I told you earlier, how means dual. Mama, my, putra, 2 sons. Vadataha means speaks. My 2 sons speak. So These are the answers for exercises 5 and 6. Just compare it with what you have written and you know if there are any mistakes. Okay? Let's go further.
I have a question.
We're going to talk about singular and plural pronouns. Now, this is something which you should remember because we will be using it in sentences, and it's given in a tabular form for you to remember easily with some color coding too. It gives you first person, second person, third person, and also gives you the gender. Aham means I. Avam means two. We two. Vayam means more than two. Maybe three, maybe four, maybe five. Vayam. We, more than two. Tvam, yuvam, yuyam. Tvam is you. Yuvam, you two. Yuyam, you more than two. Okay. When it comes to third person, the gender matters, masculine gender. Suppose you want to say he, you say saha. There are two, tau, and more than two, they. Like they. In English, you say they, right? So here it is they. If it's a feminine gender, you say sa, she. They here it refers to two. Two ladies, two girls, two women. Taha means many girls, many women. The neutral gender, for example, if you say, let's say a watch, it's a neutral gender. That, you say tat. Tat. That dual is again te, and plural is tani. So this is a table which is convenient for you to remember, and we'll start using them in sentences too later on. How do you apply? For example, aham gacchami, I go. If it is plural, we say vayam gacchamaha, we go. Vayam gacchamaha, plural. Aham tishtami, I stand. It's me. Aham tishtami, I stand. Vayam tishtamaha, we stand. I'm not giving you the dual here, but you mostly use singular and plural. Same way, if you say he goes, it means taha gacchati. Earlier, you said aham gacchami, aham tishtami, first person. Here, second person, saha gacchati. Ti. If it is plural, it becomes inti, te gacchanti. They go. Bhavan gacchati. Bhavan is a very respectable form to say you. You can also say tvam. Between friends, you can use tvam, but a respectable form to say you is bhavan. Bhavan gacchati. Plural, bhavantaha gacchanti. Bhavantaha gacchanti. If it is a feminine gender, you say bhavati. The verb remains the same. Bhavati gacchati. You go. Bhavatyaha gacchanti means it's a plural applied to feminine gender. Bhavatyaha gacchanti. Verb remains the same again. Bhavatyaha gacchanti. So these are the applications of pronouns. Remember these because you will be using them in future in many sentences. Now, usage of verb us. Now, You can use it in two different ways to say is or have. For example, I have a son. You say, Mama putraha asti. Asti, which is singular. I have a son, or my son is here. Both means the same thing. Mama putraha asti. If it is two, dual form, it becomes putrao. And the verb changes here to staha. Mama putrau staha, which means I have two sons or my two sons are here. Same thing when it's applied to plural, it changes to santi. Mama putraha santi. See, I have many sons, more than two. Mama putraha santi. My many sons are here. So the verb as changes according to the number. Singular is asti, dual is staha, and plural is santi. You see the difference? Depending upon the number, singular, dual, plural, verb changes. And so does the noun. Mama putraha, putrau, putraha. Putraha, putrau, putraha. Putraha means one son. Putrau means two sons. Putraha means more than two. Okay, let's go further. Nouns which end in a. I'm giving you examples of masculine nouns. Those which end in a are called akaranta pullingaha. Akaranta means, anta means ending. A means the letter A. Akarantaha means those which end in a. Pullingaha, masculine nouns here. I'm giving you some examples. Balakaha, ending in a, singular. Same thing when it becomes plural, it is balakaha. Balakaha, it becomes extended. Balakaha, balakaha. Likewise, purushaha, purushaha. A becomes a. Vrikshaha, vrikshaha. So you have singular which ends in a, balakaha, purushaha, vrikshaha. Plural, balakaha, purushaha, vrikshaha. Let's say akaranta, those which end in a. There are many nouns which end in a. What happens to them? Now these are feminine nouns ending in a. You have a chair. You call it a spitika, a chair. Plural, pitikaha. There are more than two chairs. There are three chairs here. Pitikaha. Likewise, patrika, which means a magazine. Singular, feminine now, ending in a. The plural is patrikaha, which is many magazines, more than two. Petika, a box. Petika, ending in a. It's a feminine gender. Petikaha, which means plural. So you find many of the nouns ending in a are almost always feminine. I'm giving you a clue. Even names, if you see Shanta, Vidya, they are all ending in a. Nirmala. Most of these are feminine names. They end in a. Okay. Let's see those nouns ending in e. Called ikaranta. Strilinga Saptaha, Ikaranta. Like, for example, Lekani. Lekani is a feminine gender. It means a pen or a pencil when they are writing instrument. Lekani. There the plural is not lekani, it is lekanyaha. Lekanyaha. There are more than 2 pens. Like a tea, gatyaha. Kupi, referring to a bottle or a container, becomes kupyaha. See, all the vikaranta, they end in aha, yaha. Lekanyaha, gatyaha, kupyaha. Okay. What about those nouns which end in mostly neutral gender nouns ending in like phalam? It becomes plural phalani. Parnam means a leaf ending in parnani. We saw that example in the exercise. Parnani prishataha patanti. Right? Parnam, parnani. Pushpam, a flower. Many flowers, pushpani. The trees have leaves, means vrikshanam parnani bhavanti. In the village, we have many men. Kramanam naraha bhavanti. So here you see the nouns which end in im. The plural becomes ani. Palam, palani. Parnam, parnani. Pushpam, pushpani. Okay. How to use plural nouns? Some examples. Pustakam asti. Let's say you have one book. Pustakam asti. The many books. Pustakam is ending in m. So you automatically, the plural becomes pustakani santi. Pustakani santi. There are many books. Kati pustakani santi means how many books are there? If there are 4 books, you say Sattvari pustakani santi. Sattvari pustakani santi. There are 4 books. Let's see 1 or 2 examples, questions. Pandavaha kati janaha santi. Pandavas are how many people? How many people, Pandavas? 5 people. So, Pandavaha panchajanaha santi. 5 people. Kauravaha kati janaha santi. The Kauravas, how many are there? 100 of them. 100. Kauravaha shatajanaha santi. 100 people. So that's how you use plural nouns. Okay. Now, dual forms. Dual forms are not very common, but they are generally easy to remember because most of them end in au, yam, or oho. That's a typical ending. Like pustakau, I mentioned. Bhaktau, it means 2 devotees. Sevakau, which means au, bhaktau, 2 devotees. Sevakau, 2 servants. Bhyam, dhanur bhyam, bow and arrow. Dhanur bhyam, 2. Bhagavatoho. There are 2 Bhagavatas singing, so Bhagavatoho means 2 of them. two. They are dual forms. See, just to know, you may occasionally come across dual forms. So when it's ends on au or byam, oho, it means dual form. I'm going to give you some examples of dual forms in first person. Avam vaidyo swaha. Avam means we, but refers to two people. We two. Vaidyo means doctors. Swaha means are. Avam vaidyo swaha. We two are doctors. Second person, yuvam bhaktau staha. If you want to call two people as two devotees, yuvam is you two. Bhaktau, devotees, staha, are. You two are devotees. Yuvam bhaktau staha. Third person, if you say they are two servants, you use the word etau sevakau staha. When you get the word usually cow, like vaidyau, bhaktau, sevakau, you can be sure it refers to a dual form or two people. Etau sevakau staha means they too are servants. So you have first person, second person, and third person. Swaha, staha, staha. The verb also varies. And the noun you find is usually au. Okay. Fairly easy for you to follow it. Now I'm going to teach you some new words in Sanskrit. Kankanam. Kankanam refers to a bangle which you wear. Kankanam. You have this word coming up in some of the slokams also, where kankanam is used. Lord Shiva has a kankanam of cobra or snake. He wears it around the neck and the neck also, around his wrist also. It's called Nagabaranam, Naga Kankanam. Kartari. You also say that in Tamil is Katri. Katri means a scissors, pair of scissors. Kartari. Chatram is an umbrella. Chatram. In Hindi you say Chatri, derived from Sanskrit Chatram. Talaha, a lock. Hindi also you say Tala. Again derived from Sanskrit Talaha, means lock. A key means kunchika, which is coming in the next slide, I think. Lekhani, we mentioned it before. A pen. Koshaha. Koshaha means a pocket or a wallet, something which contains something. Small purse is called also koshaha. Okay. Dhanam. Dhanam is referring to money. Hastaha is a hand. Sevaka, one who serves. A person who serves, a servant. If it happens to be a maid servant who comes and cleans and all, she's called Sevika. Sevika refers to a maid servant. Yuvakaha. Yuvakaha refers to a young man. Likewise, Yuvati. is a young woman. So you find most of the feminine nouns end up either in E, like Yuvati, or in A. Like you have Sudarshini, ending in E, Trinetrani, ending in E. You have so many such names, right? So you have learned quite a few words in this. Let's go further. Some more words. How do you call a toothbrush? You got two words, tooth and brush. Tooth is danta. Danta. Danta, from danta you derive the word dental. Dental, you see the rhyme? In English you call dental. Dantaha is in Sanskrit. Danta is dental. Kurcha means brush. Danta kurchaha refers to a toothbrush. Patram. Patram means a letter. Petika is a box. Patra petika is a letter box, a mailbox. Chair. Petika is also asandaha. It has two names. Asandaha. Dina patrika. Dina means daily. Patrika means paper. Daily paper, which is a newspaper. Dina patrika. Kunchika. Kunchika refers to a key. Like tala is for lock. Kunchika refers to a key. Darpanaha. Darpanaha is a mirror. Darpanaha. So you have learned quite a few Sanskrit words. Now I'm going to tell you the beauty of how the words, the nouns develop out of one word. Hastaha, I mentioned, is hand. Hastaha. It's a hand. Now an elephant has got a trunk, which is also considered to be a hand because it uses the trunk to pick up things like we use our hands to pick things. So it uses the trunk to lift things up like you do with hand. Therefore, it's called hastaha. It also refers to help because you use a hand to help someone, called hastaha. Same thing from hastaha, you make a word called hastin. Hastin means one with a special hand, which refers to the elephant. It's got a special hand, which is a trunk, which goes actually from the mouth, and it is using it, a very special one, therefore it's called hastin. The one who rides on the elephant, who is the elephant rider, or a mahout as you call it, who controls the elephant, is called hastipaka. Hastipaha, one who sits on that, controls the elephant rider is called hastipaha. Hastakshara, hasta akshara. Akshara means letters. But when you combine hasta and akshara together, it becomes hastakshara, which means a signature. You sign it with hand, writing by hand. So it's called hastakshara. Hastagata is something which you acquire by hand, a material which you take by hand, acquired by hand or seized by hand, is called hastagata, whatever be the material acquired by hand. When two people fight, wrestle, they use their hands together to wrestle. And wrestling is called hastahasti. Hastahasti. The two pairs of hands in a bout, in a fighting mode, is called hastahasti, hand-to-hand wrestling. From this word has come Gusti also. Some people in Tamil, they call Gusti. Hasta. So you see how one word from Hasta has derived so many other words. And that's the beauty of Sanskrit, that from roots you get words, from words you get other words and other nouns. Okay. I'm going to give you the names of fingers now. You have 5 fingers, and each finger has got a name. This you call it as a thumb. It's called Angushtaha. Angushta. In Hindi also you get Anguti. People who are illiterate, they affix their signature with the thumb impression, which is unique. Everybody has a different thumb impression, so unique. So it is equivalent to your signature. It's called Anguti. Angushtaha is the name of the thumb. This finger, which is a 4th finger, is called Tarjani. You know what is meant by Tarjani? Tarjani means really threatening. Threatening. Normally you use this finger to threaten somebody. Hey, look at you. You know what I can do for you? This finger is used very often. So it is named as threatening finger. Tarjani, 4th finger. This one is a middle finger, is called Madhyama. Madhyama means center. It's a middle finger, so it's called Madhyama. This one, they didn't know how to name it, so it's called Anamika. Anamika means no name, nameless finger. Even though in English you call it as a ring finger, but in Sanskrit you call Anamika. Okay. And this one is the youngest finger. The youngest finger is called Kanishtaka. Kanishta means young, small. Kanishtaka. So you have Angushtaha, Tarjani, Madhyama, Anamika, and Kanishtaka. Anguli, Haste, Hasti. The fingers are in your hand. Anguli, Haste, Hasti. Okay, let's go further. I'm going to give you a prayer now. It also refers to the hand. Karagre pasate Lakshmi, Karamadhye Saraswati, Karamule tu Govindaha, Prabhate Karadarshanam. Kara agre. Agre means end. The agre means end. Karagre vasate Lakshmi. Lakshmi lives in the tips of your fingers. Kara madhye Saraswati. In the center you have Saraswati. Kara mule tu Govindaha. The end of your palm, Kara mule, end of your palm, lives Govinda. And Prabhate's morning, Karadarshanam, when you get up, you look at these fingers, these 2 hands, palms, Prabhate Karadarshanam. You know why we do that? Because these are your hands with which you are going to work. Whether you study in school or you work in an office, these are hands which give you the livelihood. Therefore, you pray with these hands on waking up. It is all in your hands. All in your hands. Very simple prayer, very easy to follow. And it is good to recite them early in the morning. Karagre vasate Lakshmi, Karamadhye Saraswati, Karamule tu Govindaha, Prabhate Karadarshanam. So with that, you start doing the work during the day. It's all in your hands. Very simple prayer. Okay. Lastly, I'm going to give you a beautiful verse, a Sanskrit verse on Krishna. Maybe you know it already, but you should know the meaning. Adaram maduram vadanam maduram nayanam maduram hasitam maduram hridayam maduram gamanam maduram Maduradipate akilam maduram. Adaram maduram. See how the rhyming, so beautiful. Maduram is sweet. Adaram is lips. Your lips are so sweet. Adaram maduram. He's talking about Krishna. Beautiful Krishna has got sweet lips. Vadanam maduram, your face is also sweet. Nayanam means eyes. Nayanam maduram. Your eyes are beautiful. Hasitam maduram. Hasa means to laugh. Even your laughter, hasitam is laughter, is very sweet. Is very sweet. Hridayam maduram, your heart is very sweet. Gamanam maduram. Gamanam means gama is to go. See, ga and go rhyming with each other. Gamanam is to go. Gamanam maduram. You are going, you are walking. Is also sweet. You know, there is a style. Some people walk very stylishly. And Krishna walks so stylishly that his walking itself very sweet. Maduradipate akilam maduram. You are the king of sweetness. And your entire world, akilam maduram, it's sweet. So it's a beautiful Sanskrit verse which you can even sing. Adaram maduram vadanam maduram nayanam maduram hasitam maduram hridayam maduram gamanam maduram maduradipate akilam maduram. I'm giving you just 4 lines. There are many other verses in the same song, but just the first 4 lines which show you the rhyming and how beautifully it is constructed. Very simple, at the same time very nice and sweet. The verse itself is very sweet. So this is a nice Sanskrit verse which you can by heart and you can recite it also. It's a beautiful verse. Okay, now coming to the end of the session 7, there are going to be some exercises which are actually based on what you learned so far. Fairly easy for you. I've given the English transliteration also. Parnani bhumyam patanti. Saha asande upavishati. Ganapatehe satvaraha hastaha. Avam vaidjau swaha. Guravaha lekanya alikhan. And same in English to Sanskrit translation. They too are devotees. You probably know the answer by now. Fingers are in my hand. He is standing. I read daily newspaper. I read newspaper or daily paper. Where is your key? It's a question. So these are fairly simple exercises for you to practice what we have learned in this lesson 7. So with that, I'm going to unmute you and ask you if you have any questions.